Hello, fellow Bubble developers. Nikolai Markovich from Echolaketech Technologies, echolaketech.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to edit within a repeating group cell to make updates within the database. Before I do a demo, please give me a thumbs up if you like these videos and subscribe to my channel for future videos. All right, for this demo here, I've got this repeating group and I have this input field for first name. And let's just change it to John and then do an update. And you can see this text field right here changes from Joe to John. And if I go back and change that, now it's back to Joe. So let's jump into the design here. So this most of this design is from a previous design video that I did, and I'll put the link up above. And right here I've got a input field for the first name and then a second input field for the last name. So for adding an input field, if you're not familiar, under input forms and then input, and then right here I didn't really make any changes to the default settings. It's a text field. And then the other thing I did was prevent enter from submitting. Just that way it forces the user to hit the button to make the update. So click on prevent enter. And that's basically all there is for setting up the input field. I do have these values here for the placeholder and the initial content. Since these cells, these users within the cells have already been created, I can just use the current user's cell's first name for the placeholder field. If I was creating new users, I might have something like the default value type here instead. So let's go with current users, and to do that, so over here, insert dynamic data, current cell's user, and then I'm just going to start typing in first name, just like that. And that is all there is for setting up the field for the first name. For the initial content, very similar, current cell's user, first name. And that's all there is for setting up the input field. For the last name, the only thing that changed was the last name here, and I'll just delete that. The other item on here is the button, and if you're not familiar with adding buttons, right here, and that's all I did. I just changed that to update. And let's get into the workflow. So start edit workflow, coming over here. The only thing is to make a change to a user. The thing to change is the current cell's user. And then the first name is the input change user's first name's value. So that input change, let me just jump back over here. So input change user's first name, and that is that value there. And then similarly for the last name, it's the input change user's last name's value. So if you're not familiar with this, type in first name equals, and then input user's last name, or first name rather, the value. And that's all there is for setting up the field here. Let me go and show you on the data. And we're making changes to a thing, and it's current cell's user. And again, as I was just showing, so first name, and then equals input value. And that's all there is for setting up the workflow. It's as simple as that. So now this allows you to go into your, allow your users to go into each of the cells. And if you have these inputs here, you can go and they can go and change the values. You can use this for other types of inputs as well. So if you scroll down here, you could use it for a drop down, for instance, if you have some choices. And then they could go and select from the drop down. Again, if you like these videos, give me a thumbs up. I do appreciate it. And subscribe to my channel for future videos. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next video.